Hi, I'm Chelsea Ballard, and I'm the director of Castle Hill.
Hi, my name is Will Moseley, and I'm the producer of Castle Hill.
So you guys are screening tomorrow, like we just talked about, but tell us a bit about being accepted into Frame for Frame and what that means for the film. I mean, this is a new festival, but it's something that hopefully will become a part of the Arlington community. This must have been really fun.
Yeah, we actually finished filming at the end of July or the beginning of August-ish, and then we finished editing it at the end of August. And I think this was our first go at the film festival kind of circuit, and then we got accepted, and we kind of just did a little dance in his living room. Did you want?
What was the dance? Or do you want to show us?
No, no. We actually, after we were done shooting, we all got into our garage and did a dance on film. It'll be behind the scenes whenever we finally make a feature length out of this, but yeah.
Well, let's talk about the story. Is the thought process that you always wanted to make a feature and decided with the short, or did the short come about?
We started off with a short. I think it first started off as this kind of fun thing because we're film students, so we wanted to just kind of do this fun little thing that we in our free time on break, and then it kind of morphed into much more than what we ever expected it to be ever. And we have plans for a feature, sort of, maybe, kind of someday, kind of, maybe, sort of, but
to be continued.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
Yeah, we started off with a short because Castle Hill is this big castle on top of a graffiti park. If you haven't heard about it, in Austin, Texas, it's the Hope Outdoor Gallery. It's right out there, so we wanted to make a story about it anyways, but so whenever it developed into a bigger story whenever they were closing down. So now we want to save the Hope Outdoor Gallery, and we wanted to draw attention to it, and that's why we made this short. And once we made it and started showing it to different people and producers around Hollywood and Los Angeles, and then some people here in Dallas and different distributors, they were like, we would like to make this a feature. Can you guys make it a feature? And we're like, oh, so you guys did like it, so now we have to make it, longer. But if we do this right, I feel like we could possibly make this private property owned by the landowner of that castle in Austin. We could make it a landmark in Austin, and it won't go away. So that's what we're trying to do for the arts community, not only in Dallas, but just the arts community overall in Texas, and that's what this premise is. So
it's a very tight-knit group in Austin too, that art community. I mean, this is obviously something near and dear to a lot of people's hearts. Can you talk about being a part of that community and showcasing something that means a lot to the Austin family?
Yeah, well, we're both kind of artists in our own right, but he is more of he's the more street artist, graffiti artist. I'm more of the graphic designer, so he can probably speak more on that.
Yeah, I mean, what was the question? Is
the fact that you're being able to showcase the Austin community, and it is such a close-knit community.
Yes, it is. Very close.
Talk about being able to have something that the community can come and watch now and see, and hopefully can make an impact now through the film.
Absolutely. So I love the arts community, and it is really small because not a lot of people want to showcase their work because it's street art. So I mean, if they see a face to name, they'll know that it was you that graffitied on their big building. So I mean, we kind of had to secretly go underground and ask people at Spray TX and the Hope Outdoor Gallery who these artists were, so we could reach out to them. And then we got in touch with the owner, and he's kind of what would you say he is in this film? He's kind of the narrator of the film almost. He's it's all based around his story and what this means to the arts community in Austin. So now that it's actually shown to a bigger audience that this is actually a bigger deal, and I don't know where it'll go from here, but I think once more people know about it, I mean, I don't know where else.
And I think that this story kind of needed to be told at this point, just because it has the ability to go away, and a lot of people find this place to be very near and dear to their hearts because that's where they started their careers, and that's where they started they met a lot of the people that they know now in the industry, their own industry, and they got a lot of job opportunities from this place. So I think it's really important to them to kind of tell this story about such a place.
The fact that it is a visual medium and you guys are showcasing it through a visual medium, how much fun was it to actually showcase and film this area and this part of the world. It fits in perfectly with being on a film because it shows not only the visual impact of the graffiti, but the people and movement around it and what's going on with it.
It was a lot of fun. We filmed on the actual Hope Outdoor Gallery thing for a good 7 or 8 hours one day.
Yeah. We made we did 3 different trips, because we're in film school. So we would take my whole crew out there 3 separate weekends and film basically all day those 2 days, and then go back to school on Monday. So, I mean, it was awesome. It was very fun because I got to graffiti one, and then people wanted to film me graffitiing too, which is, I mean, that's a double-edged sword. So I was all about it. So, I mean, filming art is, I don't know, just so fun. I don't know what to take it away.
And I mean, because of the fact that it is a visual kind of medium in and of itself, is watching him, filming him spray paint was half the fun, and then actually seeing everyone else kind of coming around being what's going on, what's he doing? And we made a big he painted a Starry Night in stencil art up there, so everyone knew the piece and everyone knew what it was but it was his interpretation of it, which was kind of nice to see the way that he interpreted it and seeing everyone else kind of see it there.
Another thing with the Starry Night is that I put above it saying "Save the Hope," so all the people that come through this place all the time didn't really know what it meant. And once everybody started gathering around, we were telling people that this place is going to shut down and that this is a big deal. And so everybody didn't know that. And then we started a hashtag on Instagram, and it just kind of saved the hope and all that kind of stuff. And it kind of blew up from there. And so now that's where we are here.
Is it wild to be a part of a project that has life right now? So many films you make, you shelve it, you move it. Mm-hmm. You're not in the process while it's happening. This very much is still going on right now.
Yes, it is. I mean,
that's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we're still in talks now about getting a feature done and kind of going on.
Yeah, because now once we showed the Hope Outdoor Gallery that we wanted to tell their story, they just never had a means to tell the story. And then we got together and I was like, hey, we can tell this story through what we're all good at. It's you're good at camera, I'm good at graffiti, you're good at, all of our crews are good at different things, and we just got together and made this, and now the Hope Outdoor Gallery wants to collaborate with us and make this into a feature. So
as a
fun
visual editor and idea behind that, what did you guys cut this on? What are you editing? What was the process?
Well, you want to get into post-production?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah,
definitely.
So we have over 220 gigabytes of footage. We filmed on the C100.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, we filmed on the C100. We didn't film on a Red. I mean, that would have been terabytes. But I edited it in Premiere Pro, and then After Effects I did some different motion graphics with that. And then she was the graphic designer for all the lower thirds, and she also did the credits. And I mean, it was a nightmare at first because we didn't know, we were just I don't know what to say, because we had to do a voiceover too to kind of explain some things in between. Yeah. And we were what do we write? It was just a crazy process. Yeah. It was fun. I'll give you that. But.
So how much time did it take? I mean, how long was the edit process?
Well, it would have taken me maybe 3 weeks, but since I'm in film school and doing projects on the side, it took me 3 months. So it took about 7 full days of actual filming, those 3 separate weekends, and then 3 months of editing.
Yeah, and then there was at one point where he had it all edited out, and I came in and I said, no, we're switching it around.
I agreed with the whole film.
Yeah, and he was excuse me, and I was like, no, we're switching it. Let's sit down and do this. And we spent another 7 hours just reworking the whole thing.
I can't thank her enough for that, even though I hated her at the time. So.
Well, we haven't even mentioned, the film school that y'all have been talking about.
Oh yes, yeah.
So where'd y'all go to school?
Well, right now we're both students at the Art Institute of Dallas. Yeah, over in so yeah, that's what we do.
Shout out to Lisa and Patrick. Love you.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about North Texas film community, because Austin obviously gets most of the love, as it should. Nothing wrong with Austin, but the North Texas community is rich, not only in Arlington but Dallas, Fort Worth.
Yeah.
What's it like being a part of it? This is a community that's been around, but I feel like starting to get some momentum and get some recognition finally.
Yeah. Well, I am actually from Massachusetts. I literally moved here. I think yesterday was my 1-year anniversary of living here, and now my film is at a film festival. So it's kind of like I'm kind of like, yeah, I've never touched a camera. I've never directed a film. This is my first like directorial debut.
I came up with the idea, and I was like, "Hey, you want to direct this?" And she's like, "No." And I was like, "Okay, you direct it."
And I think that from what I've seen, there's not a big like following up north a lot, and like because I'm from Massachusetts and like where I'm from is like a really small town, so there's not a lot up there. So it's really nice to see like the fact that people are supporting each other in this community, even if it is small and still like so tiny, sort of, but it is growing. And I think that it's really important for people to come out and support like their local filmmakers, even if it's just like, you know, a silly little documentary about a graffiti wall in Austin. But I mean, I like it up here. I might stay for a little bit longer, you know.
You like Texas, though?
Yeah, I like Texas, yeah. I mean, I stayed here for a year. I didn't leave running and screaming, so.
It's usually what happens. People stick around in Texas. Well, I've got to ask to then kind of finalize it is how can we save this graffiti wall? Give us information to know what to do next.
Well, right now we're just raising awareness, because if the owner, he says he's very, because I mean he spends a fortune every year on property taxes, because this is in the heart of downtown Austin. It's not like on the outskirts or anything. This is in the heart. He's turned down offers and all kinds of things like that. And so he said that he'd keep it going for at least 6 more months, and then I mean, but if we raise awareness that this might be going away, maybe Austin or the state of Texas will either grant him it to be a national park, or maybe like, you know, like a city park, or
a historical designation.
Yeah, historical, because it dates all the way back to the Civil War. So there's a whole side of the history that we haven't gotten into yet. So.
And I think that the fact that it brings, like, a lot of people go to this wall when they visit Austin because they hear about it, and it brings a lot of tourism and a lot of like artists in there. So I think it's really
the Instagram community alone.
Yeah, exactly.
Loves this wall.
Oh, exactly. That they love taking their pictures there, and every person that we saw was taking selfies, and they were taking selfies with his artwork and everything. So it jumpstarts people's careers. It jumpstarts people's photography. You know, graphic design. You know, graffiti art, painting, sculptures, and that kind of thing. It's for every medium possible, and I think.
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead. No, my bad.
I don't know.
So if you want, I'll be updating my Instagram periodically on Do It For The Clip. It's just straight Do It For The Clip. And if you hashtag Save the Hope, it'll bring more awareness. And if you want, you can visit the nonprofit website for the Hope Outdoor Gallery.org or the Hope Campaign, and it's helping other people everywhere. So yeah.
What about you guys personally? Is there a way to follow you guys personally, other than like the Instagram as well?
I mean, my Instagram is just my name. So I mean, I'm not big on social media. He's the one that does it, so I'm just like you can go do the social media thing.
You're too busy making films.
Yeah, okay. You know, I'm just but yeah, he's the social media guru. I'm just along for the ride.
Just the director.
Yeah,
guys.
just the director.
Well, guys, I really appreciate what y'all are trying to do and helping the community. And even though we're up here in Dallas, we obviously have been connected to it, and I've been there. I've taken my selfie with it. So thank you guys for making this film. I can't wait to see y'all save this wall, hopefully.
Yes.
And hopefully we'll get some updates from you soon.
Awesome.
Thank you.